Cavalera Conspiracy just released their re-recordings of Sepultura's first two albums, 1985's Bestial Devastation and 1986's Morbid Visions. Brothers Max and Igor Cavalera got their start in Brazil in the early 80s with their death and thrash metal group Sepultura, which is Portuguese for grave. Sepultura's first two releases still hold up even almost 40 years later and are a nice precursor to the thrash-laden death metal sound that Sepultura settled into nicely by the time of their 1989 album Beneath the Remains, as well as 1991's Arise and 1993's Chaos AD. Max and Igor grew up on a steady diet of metal, punk, and classic rock, but after discovering the band Venom from a record shop in Sao Paulo, their listening habits changed and they stopped listening to quote-unquote lighter stuff like Iron Maiden and started listening to more extreme metal groups like Hellhammer, Celtic Frost, Creator, Sodom, and Exciter. This influenced their death metal sound on their first EP and first record, and was a sound they continued to possess while throwing in many more thrash metal elements and even world music elements when 1993's Chaos AD and 1996's Roots came around. Cavalera Conspiracy was formed in 2007 after Igor finally left Sepultura and rejoined his brother after a 10-year falling out. Max had originally left Sepultura at the end of 1996 after their album Roots and formed his own project called Soulfly. Cavalera Conspiracy has released 4 original studio albums: 2008's Inflicted, 2011's Blunt Force Trauma, 2014's Pandemonium, and 2017's Psychosis. Since then, the Cavalera brothers have been leaning into playing their old Sepultura material live, which ultimately culminated in these re-recordings. Cavalera Conspiracy has always been a heavy project and harkens back to the Cavalera brothers' heavy beginnings, so it seems fitting they would re-record material from this era under this project. These re-recordings are honestly better than any remaster could be, even though the original albums have been remastered in the past, and it's very awesome to hear what these classic 80s metal albums sound like if they were brand new albums in 2023. Hopefully the Cavalera brothers will continue to re-record old Sepultura material. 4 out of 5 stars for both re-recordings of Bestial Devastation and Morbid Visions.